Hey guys, there's no real reason for me to make this video except for I have time, I'm bored, so what the heck, why not? And also it's going to be a test for a future show on this channel. Not one that's going to start anytime soon, but I want to just have this be a test episode just to see if the concept seems like a good idea to you guys. So there's this thing called, I think it's called like the milk jug challenge or whatever. Like, no one can drink a gallon of milk in an hour. I love milk. So I got me a gallon, I got me a glass, I got me a timer. So I'm gonna, let me readjust this camera. I'm gonna take this time to see if I can do this challenge. I mean, I've got an hour, I'm not gonna chug the whole thing right now. That's stupid. But I'm also gonna talk about this new show and maybe do also a Ruby video within this because I've been wanting to talk about something in Ruby with dear old Professor Ozpin for quite a while now, so yeah, hold on, let me just okay, you're an idiot. Alright. First step, get milk. Ah, yes. And begin the timer. Alright, so this new show I have, it's gonna base around lanterns from the DC universe. All the lantern corps except for white and black, just because they don't really fit into what I'm trying to do here, and that I'm taking the hub worlds of the lantern hub worlds of Eastmalt, Okara, Quard, Oa, Odom, Nock, and Zamaron, and putting them in another universe and seeing like another franchise, another universe, whatever way you want to call it, and seeing if the rings were sent out, who would receive which rings. And so this, I don't want to do like a good, like it's one that I'm a big one right now, like one that a lot of people know and be a good episode right now. So I'm just gonna do something that not a lot of people would get. I'm sorry to do this for the test episode, but I want to save up some of the good ones like Avatar and MLP and Star Wars and I don't know. No, I don't think I'll do Harry Potter. There's too many characters. But like Kung Fu Panda, I might do. But yeah, no, I've got a lot of stuff planned for this, but I want to see if it works first. And so I'm gonna do X-Ray and Vav. So let's begin with the Red Lantern Corps. With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. This is your fate. So if Red Lantern rings were sent out to wherever the city that X-Ray and Vav live in, they never really specified it, who would receive a Red Lantern power ring? Not really a lot of good options for rage and anger, but I feel like one who's a very possible candidate to get the Red Lantern powering is Mogar, as he can be very brash and just jump into a situation and fight with his anger, and his anger is a very powerful tool, especially when concerning his strength. So I would say Mogar has great rage in his heart. Welcome to the Red Lantern Corps. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, until I make yours mine. With orange light, it's all mine. Now, for the orange light of avarice and greed, I see one I see for X-Ray and Vav, there is one for sure candidate, and then one probably would get it, but maybe not. It's the other one is more up in the air, but the one who is for sure get it is definitely the core pirate, as he wants to have just everything under his control and run the entire world like a business. He wants all investments, all money. He wants everything in his control. He wants it all. And then the editor, he's I don't know. He really does seem to be money first, people later type guy, and so that's really the only reason why we really don't know that much about the editor, except he's not that nice of a guy, and he is greedy. So yeah, that's why I say he probably would get picked by the Orange Light. So the core pirate and maybe editor, you want it all. Welcome to the Orange Lantern Corps. In blackest day and brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try and stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might. For the yellow light of fear, there's only one person I can see getting this ring, and he fits the standards perfectly. The Mad King. You have the power to instill great fear. Welcome to the Sinestro Corps. The Mad King. Okay, so when he's not swaying people, wooing people over to make them fight for him, he is scaring people he's making people poo-poo in their pants because of the fear he puts in them. He gets into people's heads. He knows how to tweak people and how to make them paranoid. Like, he did that with X-Ray in Season 2 of X-Ray and Vav. And so, there's really just no argument. The Mad King would be perfect for Sinestro's yellow light. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. For the green light that comes from Oa, I see two people who could get this. Hilda, because Hilda, she may not ever really be the best fighter. Okay, but with the Orf suit, she's pretty good. But she will not stop until she sees to it that good triumphs over evil. And so I do believe that Hilda very much would receive a Green Lantern ring. And Mogar. And while yes, I had Mogar for the Red Lantern ring, while not exactly common, it's not impossible for someone to be chosen by more than one ring. I mean, just look at the Green Lanterns of Earth. Hal Jordan has received both a green and a yellow ring. Guy Gardner has received both a green and a red ring. John Stewart has received both a green and an indigo ring. And then, best example, Kyle Rayner has received every single type of ring. When, I believe it was in an interview, I can't remember the comic that well, but I believe it was in an interview when just every single, he had his green ring on, and then red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and even the Star Sapphire ring came to him and saying that he had been chosen for that Lantern Corps, and all the rings, and he was able to wield all the rings as and he was basically a gray lantern. Unfortunately, all rings except for his green one were shattered due to the overpowering of it. But because he was able to be chosen by all those rings, he was granted a white ring. Also, John Stewart has recently become the first ever male to be chosen by a Star Sapphire ring other than Kyle Rayner, although that was a bit of a special turn of events with all the rings choosing him. But just a Star Sapphire ring, just going out and choosing someone, John Stewart has recently become the first male Star Sapphire. However, while the ring did choose him, the Zamoronians denied him the title, denied him the power just because he was male. And because of that, I'm also going to be sometimes I'm going to do my best to have a female be the Star Sapphire and when I do the series, but if I think that a male represents the power of love best, I'm going to pick him because Jon Stewart said I can. But yeah, moving on with the rest of it. In fearful day and raging night, with strong hearts full, our souls ignite. When all seems lost in the war of light, look to the stars, for hope burns bright. For the Blue Lantern, it was actually kind of hard, and I really had to think about it, but I came to the conclusion that I didn't think I'd come to this conclusion, but it fits really well, actually. For the Blue Light of Hope, I see Dragonface, actually, as the best candidate for a Blue Lantern ring. It sounds weird, but, the way he inspired Vav towards the end of Season 2, I don't know, it's just, there's something about Dragonface that I feel would, that he would be able to be chosen by the Blue Power Ring. I still got 50 minutes. I'm good. Torlorexan, Bornakamur, Natramo fan Tornek wat Ter lantern care lo aben sir, Tarnek lek knock, for morrow sir. The indigo light of compassion, yeah, the best one. For the indigo light of compassion, I see only one fit to take it. Vav. Just listen to the song, not that song. Alright, here we go. I don't know, like that line in the season 2 intro, as well as what we've seen in X-Ray and Vav, really makes me feel that Vav is very compassionate about others and just wants to make everyone else feel good. And so that's why I believe that Vav would be chosen for the Indigo Light. Vav, you have the power to feel great compassion. Welcome to the Indigo Tribe. And finally, for the Star Sapphire's ring, love, the violet light. For those long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our rings and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light. I see a woman that we really haven't seen that much understanding of love, but of all the characters in X-Ray and Vav, she's the most qualified, I guess. I mean, really, what else can you do? I'm talking about Ash. I mean, it wasn't Hilda. Definitely isn't going to be Orf. Orf is a robot. Robots don't feel emotion. So yeah, it's Ash, and I really, unfortunately, can't really back that up with anything. But she's the best one I got, and if Ash doesn't have enough potential to be a Star Sapphire, then no one gets a Star Sapphire ring. So yeah, this, like I said, I'm not going to be doing this series anytime soon. I'm going to wait till I can get to my computer where I actually have editing software, and so it will look much nicer than this. So yeah. But yeah, that's sort of what it's going to be like. Is I'm going to say the oaths of each Lantern Corps, and then just sort of take time to think about the characteristics, and then pick characters and explain why. I didn't exactly explain why for Mogar, but yeah, I just realized that. Oh, great! The milk's wants to come back up, but let's wash it down with more milk. I really shouldn't be doing this. I need to go to Mass early tomorrow morning. I've gotten a significant amount done. Looks better in person than on camera. Much better. I said I might talk about Ruby. I'm only 15 minutes in! I said I'd talk about Ruby if I got done with that. That actually took a lot less time than I thought, so... time to talk about Ruby! Yay! So... I don't trust Ozpin. I do not. And... it all stems from these certain lines from "Time to Say Goodbye" from the song "Time to Say Goodbye." The full version, the song that's for the season 2 intro song thing. I suck. Let's see here. Okay, that's way too loud for this. Alright, let's... okay, so... I'm gonna try and use... I don't own any of this music. They own it all. They own it all. Okay. So I got the slower version, so it's not going to be too fast-paced, but when I showed my sister Ruby Volume 1, she asked me at one point, is Ozpin evil? And I said no. And then, I think it was literally that afternoon, after, later that day after I showed her that I was listening to Time to Say Goodbye, and I noticed something in the lyrics. They own it all. Yeah. So, a lot of people have been looking into the show for answers whenever they start speculating, but I always try and look in the music. And it all started with this thing here, and here's my personal theory about Ozpin, is that, okay, also spoilers for RWBY Volume 3, though if you're still watching this and you haven't seen you haven't seen all of RWBY yet, then you must want to see me throw up. But I'm over halfway done and still got 40 minutes. I ain't going anywhere. This milk will be finished. But yeah, no. So my own personal theory about Alright, well, that happened. My own personal theory about Ozpin is that in the very beginning of the world of Remnant, there were 3 types of beings: gods, Grimm, and then the human and the faunus. And and there were only, and when I say guys, there were 2 immortal beings with great power. And these 2 were Salem and Ozpin. And they saw that the Grimm and then the human and the faunus would come into conflict with each other. And they sided with the Grimm to come out as the overall victors. However, after time passed on, Ozpin saw faith in the humans and decided to betray Salem and side with the humans. And with Ozpin's aid, the humans were able to drive out the Grimm and Salem. And so then Ozpin decided to leave humanity so that they could prosper as their own life forms. I don't know how to word this, and then just go on as themselves, do human things and all that good stuff. And he decided to make himself a home out in the country. Oh, it's starting to seep in now. Oh, I can't drink that much anymore. Oh, great. I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, it feels like a carton. I probably could, but not a full jug. I think I've gotten half at least, though. Oh gosh. But he made himself a home out in the country and lived there for many, many years. Mostly stayed inside throughout the days. And then one day, there was a woman outside his house named Winter. And later, her sister Spring showed up. And then summer. And then fall. And these 4 maidens showed him that he needs to go out. There's so much more to life, and he needs to go out and be with the humans since he has decided to side with them. And as a gratitude, he gives them all of his power. As he say he's a wizard, and while he does give them immense magic, is it all? I don't think he can give all. He just gave. And so Ozpin decides to give himself a shave and goes and becomes the headmaster of Beacon. And then he finds where that Salem is mounting her attack back to revolt against Ozpin. And so all Ozpin wants really is for Salem to be kept under control, to be pushed back again. He doesn't care about anyone. He just wants her to be gone. And the reason why I think this is because Ozpin's alive and Cinder just let him go. That doesn't happen. Ozpin probably begged. He probably bargained information that Cinder would have given to Salem, but I think Cinder might be frozen on top of the tower, or that might just be the Grim.
Yeah.
No, because then Crow probably would have had to fight off Cinder to get Ruby, so I think Cinder's on top of the CCT. I'm not going to throw up. But yeah, I do not trust Ozpin. I do not think he cares about anyone other than... He doesn't care about anyone. He just wants Salem to not be around, really. And the reason why I feel like and I don't have that much to support this theory, except for one line from Volume 1, when Ozpin said, "I have made more mistakes than any man, woman, or child on this planet." He said that with such confidence. How could he have said that with such confidence unless he had been around for longer than any man, woman, or child? And also, this just came to me at the very beginning in episode 1 of Volume 3, when Ruby is talking to Summer Rose's grave. She says, "You know how Ozpin is," implying that he was still headmaster and still like the same guy when Team Stark was at Beacon Academy. So yeah, that's my Ozpin theory. There was the end pilot episode and my failure to drink this gallon of milk. See you guys next time.